Hello. We're going to walk through setting up admin rights and training for the Sites.Augsburg.Edu realm. What you'll see is we're going to work through a demo of the IRB website. All of the site's websites are very similar. If you ever need help, feel free to reach out to the marketing team. And so the way to log in is on the Sites.Augsburg.Edu. You'll notice by the domain. But also you'll notice the header looks totally different than the main marketing site. You scroll to the very bottom, and you'll notice in the bottom right corner, the very last link you'll see is Administrator Login. When you click there, you're going to be presented with Augie the Eagle holding up a sign. Always choose AugNet Login. And if you're not authenticated through Duo, it will ask you to do so. And then it'll drop you on the back end. So the back end of the website is essentially where you can start editing. However, there's a couple ways to gain access to editing the pages. What you're seeing on your screen is going to have way more options than you have available to you, because I'm an administrator. You should have pages, posts, media, and I believe customizer. So we're just going to focus on pages. And so editing pages, you can access it via two ways. If you want to go back to the main, like the front end of the site, click on the house. It'll bring you back there. You can access editing this page by going up here to the edit page icon link within this ribbon. You'll know you're logged in because it's going to say you are called and then have your email visible. You also see this login when you hover over it, or log out rather. And so click on edit page, and that brings you to the back end of the page. Within here, you can utilize the WYSIWYG editor. Fun word, great Scrabble bonus word. But essentially, you can update your text. It's very similar to like a Word doc or a Google Doc, just typing within this range. You can highlight items and change the typography type. So, for example, this is currently a paragraph, but if we switch it to heading 2, it gets bigger, right? And you'll learn from your accessibility training how to rightfully do so. Within this section, you can also, add, change, delete. You can highlight text and add a link, right? So let's say we were going to do Augsburg.edu for that particular piece of content. And as visually displayed here, when you make it a link, it turns blue and there's an underline. If you put your cursor on it, you'll notice that there's this edit and remove link piece. It also shows you what link is visible. We'll remove it for now. Once you've made your changes, you can commit them. Another item you can add here, which we don't have on this page, is add visuals. And to do so, click in the area that you want to add it. For this demo, we'll just put it right by this ultimate responsibility. Click on media, add media button, and you'll fall into the media library. We don't really have any media docs here, or like photos, but what we'll do is we'll load one, upload a file, and again, for demo purposes, we'll just add this image. Right, there's the image. Add your alt text, because that makes it accessible. And you can choose some alignment, sizing, etc. But then just insert it into page, and you'll see it in like this draft mode. Clicking on the image, it's got a couple options. So you can align it left, and you'll notice that sometimes it'll move the text around it, because that's the styling. You can also align center, right, or align right, and that kind of works really well with the way we read text. You can also edit the picture, right? Let's say you want a bigger image. When you click edit, you'll go into this section, display settings. You can let's just hit large just for fun, right? Hit update. Wow, that's there. Like the flip mode to that. Let's say we don't want that image. Click on the image. You'll notice the grab handles show up. You can resize using those, which kind of makes it easy in some senses. Sometimes it can distort it, but that's one way to resize it. But if you want to remove it, clicking on it and then hitting remove will pull that out. Once you've made the changes you want to make, you can just hit update, and then that pushes it into production. Let's say you're not ready to update, but you want to test it out and see what happens. We're going to try this, right? We want to see the word "what we do" cat, but we don't want it in the live realm. What you can do is click this preview changes button up here, and it displays a preview. I will say that it opens a new tab, so don't hit the edit button. You're going to kind of go, or the edit page if you want to make a correction. You're going to go down a loophole. It's going to be a big pain. Instead, close that window, go back to the one that you were working in, make your changes, and then hit update. That'll commit those changes to the live environment. Most changes go live right away. Otherwise, sometimes there's like a 4-hour delay. And some of that is based upon your browser's cache. So if you're not seeing it live, clear your cookies and history, and you should see it. Let's say you're working on a page and you need to move it to draft mode, removing it from the navigation and public view. You can do that. All you'll need to do is go to this right-hand side in this box that says publish, the publishing box. You're going to notice there's a status area right here. Click edit, and one of the drop downs is going to be draft. Click draft, click OK, and then hit update. It will move this particular page to a draft status. What that means is it is out of production. Somebody not logged into the system with administration rights will not be able to see that page. If you're ready to go ahead and move that into production, just go back up, click that edit, click publish, click OK, boom, hit update. It is live. In the instance where maybe you're doing a site audit and some pages are not well, you essentially just have to delete a page, right? Super easy. While you could move it to draft mode, I would suggest just deleting it. A lot of people think it's necessary to move it to draft mode and just keep it for knowledge. The website is not a knowledge warehouse. Instead, click move to trash that item. Nobody looks at drafted items, they just create new ones. When you move it to trash, it does pull it out of your production pages. So if you click over here on all pages, it will move it to a deleted folder. A new deleted item will appear here. You can always retrieve it, but it does remove it from view. Yeah, that's how to edit. Within this pages area, this is where you're going to see all your pages. So rather than using the front end to navigate and edit pages, say you have a laundry list of items you need to work through, this may be easier because you can just work through them, right? So, okay, we want to update the front end, the front page, the history and need, the applications. You can use this and just right-click, open in a new tab, work through your edits, commit them, close out, move on to the next, and kind of keep track, right? Like I use these check marks all the time to kind of keep track of a lot of edits on a site. Yeah, that's how to work through the Sites.Augsburg.Edu edits and becoming a web manager or a web content editor. Let us know if you have any more questions. Feel free to reach out or submit a project request.